Everyone is outside. There we go. All right, it was nasty and fierce as they traded words in a devastating manner. You don't like body shots, you don't like body shots. Frank Martin and Devin Davis are getting ready for their fight week in the most passionate way possible. A few days remain till the big day as one of Boeing's most well-known boxers, Devin Tank. For the first time in 14 months, Davis is back in the ring, and given his personality, you wouldn't expect this to happen without some controversy. Now that fight week is approaching, boxing fans can expect crazy acts, insults, face-offs, and confrontations. Davis is paired with Frank Martin for those who missed their press conference. I want to demonstrate to them that you are the pro in some manner, as it started previously with Errol Spence Jr., who is coincidentally a Frank Martin's promoter, predicted the fight in favor of the fighter he signed 4 years ago. And not only that, Errol Spence Jr. had also claimed Frank Martin would dominate Gervonta Davis during the fight ahead of the June 15th bout. Errol Spence Jr. offered his thoughts on the fight, saying Tank's going to put up a fight. He's a great fighter, but I feel like Frank's definitely going to take it, said Spence. When speaking to Fight Hub TV talking about the ability of Martin, Spence said, and hope for a knockout. I feel like Frank gonna dominate him first through 12th round and win a fight. I mean, Tank gonna put up a fight. You know, he's a great fighter. But I feel like he's going to see the speed, he's going to see the strength, he's going to see the power that Frank brings. Once Devin Davis chanced on Errol Spence's video, he tagged it on X, formerly Twitter, and added the caption, "Get your money, champ." However, not too long afterwards, he made an even better comeback, saying, "You say you're tough now. You got to show me. If there's one thing Devin Davis is trying to prove to many boxing fans, it's the fact that he's the same person with that devastating knockout power, dreaded all through the lightweight division. He's willing to sit in the pocket and trade, and carries impressive power. He lets his hands go at speed, putting his punches together. Well, Davis is as versatile as they come in terms of fighting style. He's a phenomenal counterpuncher and will look to exploit the slow offensive movement from his opponent. Tank has shown he carries that knockout power to end a fight with one punch. The Baltimore native will be eager to enhance his reputation, while Martin will look to cause a shock and move on to other big fights as we get into the fight week. More of this is set to come. But what's even more shocking is that both fighters have begun their back and forth ahead of time, as they had a brief live session on Instagram not too long ago. And that was it. What you going to do? I make sure that don't happen to you. You know, you got to be woke. That's one thing. When you're in there with Tank, you got to be woke. I mean, lot of being there with him. Father asleep, boom, you get their ass up out of there. You got to be woke, you got to be aware. You would ask what sparked their confrontation. Expectedly, it was Jana Davis's tweets after Errol Spence's comments that sparked Frank Martin's response in a now deleted tweet. Then Davis called out Frank Martin and then jumped on an Instagram live session, which Frank Martin soon joined, and that was where the heat began. Know what you don't know from know what you don't know. Their altercation wasn't so long, but every word was damaging. Frank Martin first questioned why Devin Davis had phoned him, and then Tank started to fire. He threatened to give Martin a severe thrashing that would have required Errol Spence's help, and he even vowed to smack Spence and into Davis. Tank Davis heard Frank Martin, in typical way, keep saying the same thing. "You're a dumbhead, and I'll punish you. You, Gervonta, tell your trainer to stop," Davis said as he terminated the conversation. Interestingly, this isn't the first time Davis has teased Derek James. He did the same thing during the press conference. "Come on, the trainer is coming for a check. I'm telling you this because, well, that trainer next to him is checking in, so he knows what kind of fight I'm looking forward to." Davis stated, "I've been off for a long time. I've been in jail, under house arrest, and stuff like that. I'm just happy to be back here where I'm comfortable. Here I can be flawless and do what I do best, which is provide the fans with the best boxing they've seen to date on June 15th. However, I'm not prepared with a lot of talk. Martin is the front runner. They believe they are thugs and such, but I'm telling you, there is a different beast in front of him. Nobody can save him on June 15th. There is a lot of built-up anger, and I'm going to let it all out on him. I'll see you all June 15th. Davis has one of the highest profiles in the world. Fighters is grateful for his previous association with Floyd Mayweather Jr. He was present at the MGM on the night that Mayweather defeated Miguel Cotto in 2012 and is excited about the opportunity to be the main attraction at one of the most renowned fight venues in the world. He stated that this will likely be his second fight at the MGM. I remember coming to watch Floyd versus Cotto, and I walked through the front door and I saw all the celebrities and things like that, mink coats on, and things like that. I'm just grateful to be in this position and to be on this card with another young lion like myself, and to give the fans what they want to see since Davis Garcia, who demonstrated that the greatest fight of 2023 Martin, who trains with Garcia at the gym owned by Derek James in Texas, defeated Artem Harun by decision. It's a blessing just to be here, the challenger Martin, 29, said. It's a blessing to have this kind of opportunity to come here and show the world who I am. I have to give credit to Van Davis for accepting the fight. I think they made a mistake by doing so, but I am grateful that they gave me the chance to do so. I'm prepared to shock the world and accomplish what people think I am incapable of doing. It means everything to fight for a world title. I've been working for it from the beginning. I've been the underdog in this from the beginning. I've been observing everything. I know how he walks. I'm going to touch his butt up. I know how he and his entire team walk discussing the fight and their fighter. Derek James also spoke very highly of the match. We have Frank Martin working out things have been said about the potential fight. It's a big deal, yeah, and he's going to shock the world talking about his fighter some time ago. James believes the 27-year-old Martin can compete with any lightweight in boxing. He still wouldn't mind his fighter taking more time to develop before he faces the most imposing opponents in the 135 pounds division, like a get more experience, right? Because you can't go back, 'cause like a lot like Mel, right? I think that he can do that, James said. But I think at the same time is our friend, you know what I mean? I mean, it's easy to not acknowledge him, because it's okay, because it's only helping him, because he's just getting better and better and better. So when the time is when they say, okay, now, we'll have the fight, he's more difficult, because he's difficult now. But we're in the gym all the time, it just helps him get better and better and better. And that's what it's all about. But interestingly, the fighter Frank Martin is facing is no slouch. He's one of the very best in the whole of boxing. Davis made his debut at the age of 18 on February 22, 2013 against Desi Williams, who had a professional record of 0 wins and 4 losses, all by stoppage. He'll be world champion someday, and you all be your promoter years later. He was working with some people from our team, 'cause our team is huge. The fight took place at the DC Armory in Washington on the undercard of the IF Junior welterweight fight between Lamont Peters and Kendall Holt. Davis prevailed by first-round knockout. By August 2014, the knockout Davis faced seasoned German fighter Moores in October 2014. At the time, he was 28 years old. We had fighters from DC, Baltimore, Philadelphia, and New York, and Davis had won 8 fights, lost none, and all of his victories had come inside the distance. In rounds 3 and 5, Davis submitted Moores, and the 3 judges unanimously scored the fight as 60-52 for Davis. Nothing could be more exciting than Davis's return to the ring in a few days, but given his recent behavior, supporters are afraid that things will only get more contentious. While fans are excited about seeing the undefeated world champion compete again, recent controversies are raising questions